According to the CHP, California leads the nation in the number of annual deadly motorcycle accidents, a number that continues to trend in the wrong direction. News Channel 3's Tori King dug deeper into the growing issue. She spoke with local law enforcement agencies and motorcycle training instructors on how to prevent more accidents and fatalities in the future.
375. That's how many people were killed in fatal motorcycle accidents last year alone. And although the number of fatalities has gone down over the years, the amount of accidents involving a motorcycle have gone up since 2023. And as a rider myself, I wanted to know what was behind this trend. So I took to the professionals to ask them what was causing most of these wrecks, and also what both riders and drivers can do to make the roads safer for everyone. Long stretches of highway and rider-friendly laws. It's no surprise the state has more registered riders than any other in the U.S. Recent reports conducted by the NHTSA show the Golden State accounts for the most fatal wrecks in the country. Officers I spoke with at the CHP say motorcycle accidents can oftentimes be the most difficult calls to show up to.
When we respond to those crashes, we're immediately thinking, what kind of medical aid can we provide to these people as soon as we arrive to the scenes? According to law enforcement, a majority of crashes can be attributed to two things. We do make a lot of stops on motorcyclists who have their motorcycle permit, but they're driving outside the limitations that the DMV gives them. A lot of crashes I've been to, they weren't wearing the proper equipment and they didn't have their motorcycle license. And motorcycle training professionals like Allison Woods agree.
Youngsters, they have the opportunity, if they have a license, can buy any kind of bike that they want. There's nothing that would stop them from getting a very, very high-powered bike.
That's why Woods operates a CHP-approved school in the Coachella Valley to teach riders of any age the basics of riding over the course of several days.
We work under the California Motorcyclist Safety Program, the CMSP. It's a learn-to-ride class, 15 to 16 hours of instruction. And successful completion does get you your waiver for the DMV riding test.
Champions Riding School also hosts training sessions, but this time all over the country, stopping at local tracks, military bases, and law enforcement agencies to provide riders with a range of advanced riding lessons to make them better on the track and the roadways.
The Marine Corps called us and said, hey, we had more Marines die on motorcycles than they did in combat, Afghanistan and Iraq combined. So can you help us?
According to Culver, most fatal motorcycle accidents happen at intersections. So instructors at the riding school worked on creating a course to give riders the skills that could mean the difference between life and death.
Number one location statistically for multi-vehicle, meaning they hit another car or another object, is at intersections. It's failure to be able to slow down in time at an intersection. So we spend a lot of time on those things.
And last but not least, aside from training, safety experts say preventing deadly accidents begins before you even put the key in the ignition. It truly starts with proper safety gear.
The technology is advanced to a point where you can be incredibly comfortable and still look good. And in addition, with airbag technology, it's a vest, so it's something that you can wear under that you don't even feel. I mean, I wear one all the time.
By implementing all of these factors before a ride, according to experts, the risk of a deadly motorcycle accident goes down exponentially. Thanks to all the professional advice that I've gotten, I am certainly a lot more educated on what I should wear when I want to go out and ride my motorcycle. And as you can tell, my outfit is very different than it was before, because now I know that you should dress for the slide and not just the ride. Now, if you're interested in learning more about either of the two safety courses that I showed you, all you have to do is go to our website, kesq.com. We do have a link there for more information. We also have a link there in case you want to sign up and take the course yourself. Now remember, whether you are a motorcycle rider or a car driver, we can all make the roads a little bit safer. Reporting in the Coachella Valley, I'm Tori King with News Channel 3.